at you.
I'm not gonna lie, that's one hell of a handsome dude right there.
There he is.
Looks like he was meant to be doing the job like that.
That's like ESPN looking.
I look pretty happy right there, dude. That's a content, happy look right there. You know that?
Yes, sir.
I'll tell you what, man, this fucking week has been brutal, dude.
Damn it. This too shall pass.
This too shall pass, young brother. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 minutes and 34 seconds and counting before we go live with kaelyn Jean Grigorieff. Dude, I'll tell you what, man, ex-wives can be fucking gnarly, dude.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
You know what I mean?
They also can be beautiful.
They can be beautiful, but not this time. I'm at full-on war right now. You know what, though?
Say again?
I said, finally came to a fucking conclusion. Dude, I gotta figure something out here. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm not liking the way this camera is with this banner.
Looks fair.
Yeah, but it doesn't look fair enough, though. You know what I mean?
Great.
There's got to be something I can do with the angle on this camera. I'm thinking.
Yes. And the tripod that's holding the banner kind of, you know.
Right? I think it was almost better when I had it on the wall.
Bouncing off the wall.
But the thing with the tripod is I can move this bitch wherever.
You know.
I'll be getting my own pad here sometime soon. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
You know what I mean, dog? How's everything going in Archie Tovar's life?
Pretty good, Tom. Kind of training quite a bit on the lowdown. Not so much, you know. I wish I could join you, but
dude, I'm missing you, man.
I know.
Dude, I'm having to fucking train with these fucking little sharks, dude.
The Sharkmobile.
Bro, when they see me come on the mat, but I see them licking their lips, dude. I'm not kidding, man. Hey, for the most part, they're all cool kids, though.
Right.
You what, though? Hey, I fucking have to give Tom Knox some major props with the method of training and how good these kids are.
Right.
Hey, and the women, another chick today. I'm not gonna bullshit. She's an Oriental chick named Christina, a blue belt. You know her?
Yeah, no, not right off the bat.
Real nice young woman, probably in her 30s. But she told me she's been training about 2 years. Not at the level of Ron Holsey's wife, right. But I'm not gonna say I was like trying my hardest, but I wanted to see like what she had. You know what I mean? And I let her like get position on me. Hey, dude, and fucking that chick, she'll tap out. I'd put my money on her against any dude that doesn't know jiu-jitsu.
So you were tapping out like a minute after that?
Yeah, she got me a couple times. I'm probably one of the only men that will admit some shit like that. You know what I
mean? Yeah. Yeah.
Could be that I just suck.
I didn't say that.
Oh no, dude. Hey, but for doing jujitsu for as long as I have, I recognize the moves, but when you know how it is when a person gets position on you,
Yeah, we're gonna
and
add
you should
we're gonna add
be able to get out of it.
yeah, we're gonna add Kaelyn to the stream, but we'll start in about a minute here.
Better late than never.
No, we're gonna be on
Hey,
time.
but will
Hey.
she be? Hey, but will she be Mason Fowler late?
No, she's already on the screen. Mason Fowler didn't show
I
up.
know.
To the
I'm just
screen.
kidding.
I mean, we're not dissing on Mason Fowler, but he did take 15 minutes before he came on, or 10 minutes.
Oh wow.
I'm not dissing on him.
No, heck
That's
no.
that's you dissing on him.
Hey now.
Then he shows up at Knox's and really fucks me up. Oh my goodness, dude. Hey, we got a good hey, in that 1 hour of training there, we did some a sick ass triangle setup from a spider guard. And then we went to a when you have a closed guard and the guy stands up. And we went to a sick ass open sweep.
Nice.
And then it was just 30 minutes of straight rolling.
All right, Tom, you about ready to clear your throat and start up?
I'm talking here, dude.
That was awesome.
I'm just fucking, dude. I've been up since 2 a.m. man. I'm beat, dude.
Yikes.
Picked up an extra day at work today.
At 2 a.m.
Yeah. Well, I normally work at 4 a.m. at Costco.
Oh.
What's going on, Caleb?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing, huh?
Good.
We're here, Tom.
How's that trip to Ohio or wherever you went?
Oh yeah. I went to Idaho to go see my mom. She lives there.
Oh, Idaho, huh?
It was pretty nice. I mean, it was a hell of a lot nicer over there than it was here. That's for sure. I
Was
left.
it on fire?
I left on the Thursday and came back to everything on fire and burnt down pretty much.
Was it on fire over there though?
So when I was flying up there, I went from Fresno to Seattle first. And during that flight, I could see a lot of fires over in the Washington area also. So that kind of brought in a lot of smoke up in that area anyway. So it wasn't totally clear up there. But down here is way worse.
Really? Oh, yeah. Right here's
so bad. And in the plane, it was so gross.
So are there any fires, though? I mean, fires going on in Idaho?
In Idaho, I think there's a few little ones, nothing crazy, just because of everything else and the weather. It's actually pretty hot up there too. But the good thing, they're not so dry and dead trees over there. Everything's pretty much alive, a lot better. But even over there, it was kind of smoggy too. I was surprised.
Tom, what's going on, man? Tell us a little bit about what's going on in the MMA world, mainstream. What's the show about? You know, covering some mainstream MMA and this past weekend, this weekend, and you know that's what you and Kaelyn, you know, you guys are like the masterminds of MMA here.
The mastermind. That's what they call us. That's what they call me, the mastermind. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Well, this has been one hell of a week, dude. I'm not going to get into my crazy problems, but maybe I will a little bit just for kicks. Yeah. No. Hey, everybody out there, thanks for tuning in, guys. This is our second show, MMA Mainstream.
Yeah,
right?
Let's together.
With our new friend here, Kaelyn Jean Grigorieff.
I think it's funny you always say my middle name.
That, you know why? Because that's how it was introduced to me with the first time we had you on the show. But you don't normally go. You don't. I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know. I guess it's my fault for putting it on my Facebook, but
that's your own fault, girl.
It's strange.
What if I just call you KJG?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yo, KJ Grigorieff.
Oh yeah, you're the only one that says my last name correctly, actually.
I get a kick out of saying that, man. But guys, if you don't know Kaelyn, she's a pretty awesome Muay Thai fighter, and she trains, you know, martial arts, not just Muay Thai, but mixed martial arts, and she's pretty knowledgeable with MMA And Archie, you guys know Archie. Archie trains and coaches MMA and wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And me, I just dabble in a little bit of all of it. You know what I mean? I love Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but I also like the other styles of martial arts. So this show, what we're trying to do, like what some other people aren't doing, is really specialize in the mainstream MMA, what's going on in today's world of MMA. And it's getting pretty popular. There's a lot of stuff coming up. And now it's like it used to be like when I'd be at work or something, like only like certain people would know what's going on with MMA. But now it's different, where it's like how it used to be with boxing, like where a person, a regular Joe, would know like a Mike Tyson fight's coming up. Now it's like a regular Joe knows Colby Covington is fighting Cerrone Woodley. And man, the UFC's been putting on some sick ass free shows. Like
this show's the one that's coming up. The show that just passed was this one, right? This is the one that was this past weekend with Michelle Waterson. Yeah, but I mean, just to kind of backing up, but yeah, this one coming up, as you're saying, Tom. In addition to the ones after that, right? Here's a few shows. There's a lot to talk about. What do you think, Kaelyn?
Yeah, I just barely found out about this next one that's coming up. I didn't really hear about it too much until like, I don't know, yesterday. And I looked to see who it was. It was pretty exciting. That's a really good fight card, actually. Next weekend. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
That's a hell of a fight card, dude. Man, I'll tell you what, the Colby Covington fight with Cerrone Woodley, that's a great fight for one, especially there's been like some trash talk and the guys, they don't like each other and they got some history and some beef. But I'll tell you the fight that I'm excited to see. Well, there's two that I'm excited to see. One that you guys all know is he's an OG, Donald Cerrone. And he's been around forever, and dude has I don't know how many fights, but him and NIKO Price, that's a really interesting fight. That should be a banger right there. That's kind of the new versus the old, what you say, Archie?
Yeah. He has 36 plus 15, 46, 51 fights Donald Cerrone does.
And now look at those. I remember seeing Donald Cerrone in jiu-jitsu tournaments. Those fights are like the pro fights. People don't know about that guy's past history. I'm not just talking about like growing up in street fights, because I've heard him talk, on podcasts that he got in a ton of fights. Those fights count too. You know what I mean? As far as a person's fighting experience, a street fight definitely counts. But his fights inside that dojo, the Winkleton camp, right, is where he's done most of his training. Pretty sure.
But right now, though, he has his own camp, man. I think
he's got his own ranch. Yeah, he's got the ranch.
He's got the ranch.
I just wonder who actually like helps him, though, because I mean, I would imagine he's like the main guy there, but who's helping him out and showing him, newer, better ways to train?
I think because of his experience, you know what I mean, and because of people, he's a great sparring partner. That's a great guy if you're getting ready to have a fight. Like if you're sparring with Donald Cerrone, it's definitely going to help you in some way or another. I think he flies in guys though. He has all those dudes that they trained at the Winkleton camp. I mean, there's a ton of real good guys. But you're right though, Kaelyn. Like he's probably the main dude. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and then seeing how his fights end up nowadays, I don't know. Whenever I see him on a fight card, I'm like, oh. All right.
I know. I still love
him. I always pull for him. I always want to see him win. It's just lately I'm like, oh man.
I think he should have hung it up. To be honest, like I say with a lot of these guys, I think they should have hung it up already. Like the guy just loves to fight though, man.
Yeah, he's not gonna. He does it because he likes to do it. So yes, I don't think he really thinks about stopping.
And what about NIKO Price? He's like a young lion.
He's good. Yeah.
And what does he got, Archie? How many fights does Homdor have?
He's got 19, 14 wins. And he's a tall dude. He matches up pretty well with body type. And he likes to punch 71% by KO.
And he's got one. Hey, and he's got one hell of a man bun going on right there.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Well, it's a bun tail.
Okay.
It's like half ponytail and half man bun.
And you know what? That's what they're doing. Like for Cerrone, he's like known for a striker, and they're giving him so they're giving him a guy that strikes real well. This guy, Price has a 71% winning percentage by striking. And I think this could be a better fight than our buddy that just recently lost to, Robbie Lawler, right? If they would have gave him a striking guy, it would have been a better fight than. So my point is, I'm glad they're giving Donald Cerrone somebody that he can stand up with, and if they go to the ground, we'll see.
And it's also great for the crowd. Will love that fight.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be interesting if Donald Cerrone just went out there and just took him down or something.
That'd be different.
He's actually pretty good on the ground. He's actually has a pretty sick ground game. He just doesn't.
Yeah, I just never see it anymore. You know.
Like I said, I seen him at I saw him at a Grappler's Quest, which is a gi-less grappling tournament they used to have, a real big one. And he's that was way back in the day, and he was pretty damn good. But yeah, he's gonna throw down. What about the Colby and Woodley fight, dude?
Yeah, let's check that their stats there as soon as they come in.
Woodley hasn't looked that great lately.
I mean, he's good. Can't say he's not good, but in his most recent fights, I don't know about this one. I'm not a fan of Covington, but I don't know. I have a feeling Covington might just kind of light him up on the feet if Woodley doesn't go to his wrestling, you know.
These guys are ranked.
I can go with that. I'd say the same thing. I think Colby, man, he's definitely a brawler on the feet, but he has the backup too with the grappling and the wrestling defense and the wrestling takedowns if he wants to. But
I haven't seen that from him, so I don't know. I'm sure it's out there, and I just haven't seen it. But I know Woodley. I think Woodley can outgrind him though, for sure, as long as he doesn't stand up too long with him.
I think Woodley could take him down if he really wanted to.
Yeah, I think he just has to keep the pressure on him the whole time, all the rounds.
Yeah, they're pretty even in a lot of stats. Dang.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think about? I think Colby's the guy that because when guys go into a fight with that little grudge thing going on.
I think Covington has a grudge against everyone, though.
But these guys have been talking crap. Have they fought before?
I don't think so. No, don't think so.
They haven't fought before, but they got some kind of beef going on now.
I think they were supposed to fight a while ago, and it never happened. I think that's what that happened. I don't know. This is like maybe a year or two ago, but I think that might have been what it was.
Yeah, Tyrone, for some reason, for me, he seems like, I don't know, he's dwindling down. I mean, his effort he's just not putting that much effort. And hopefully his effort comes out. We'll see in this fight. I mean, he's not. Well, granted, all his opponents are tough guys. I mean, top 5 rank. He's getting another number 2 rank with Covington. So not dissing on Woodley, but hopefully he can step it up and come up with a W. But it's gonna be a tough one.
I think Woodley can if he wants to. I think he has so much other stuff going on now that fighting's not really number 1, like it used to be.
Yeah, he seems like a guy that can do stuff.
So good.
He seems like a guy that can do stuff on the outside.
Yeah.
What do you? So if you're a betting woman, Kaelyn, you're in Vegas. Would you buco bucks to bet on fight night? Who would you put it on?
Dang, it's a close.
No, unfortunately, I'll probably bet on Covington.
On Covington?
Yeah, probably. I don't know if he'd get a knockout, but I know he could light him up for all the rounds because we've seen that before happen. I think it was Lawler that he did that to. So I have a feeling that's a possibility of that being an outcome as well for that one.
And Covington has some pretty damn good cardio too to back it up.
Yeah, he does.
Got a gas tank on him.
Yeah,
so Archie, if you're in Vegas with $1,000 to blow,
well, I think I like to see the person that I think needs the win more, and I think Woodley needs it, and I like to see and if that's the case, right? If you see the fighter that needs it more pick it up, then it's going to be a good fight because it's time for him to shine, or either that or the ranking. He's going to go down in rankings if Mr. Woodley doesn't win this one.
I just wonder if he cares. I wonder if he cares anymore or cares enough. I don't know.
Right. Yeah,
I hope so. I hope any of those guys that are getting in there, you know what I mean, at that level. But I've seen Tyrone Woodley. When Tyrone Woodley is on his game, though, he is a freaking hard dude to beat.
That's why he got there. That's why he had the belt.
He's got to go in there though with that mindset though. He's got to go in there with his game. Mm-hmm. But what about the rest of that fight card, Archie? There's a couple guys I can't pronounce the watch. Pull it up. Pull up the Covington fight card. Okay, go down a little bit.
All
There's a
right.
good fight right here that I've seen. I don't know much about the guys, either one of them, but I've seen both of these guys fight. Right here. This the third fight down. That he's Russian or I'm not sure what he is exactly. He might. I don't know what he is. Kaelyn might know more than me.
I don't know. I don't know what he is. He might be Russian, but I think I seen that guy get scheduled.
Oh
for
my God! Look at his record.
fight.
Yes, him, Cosmonaut Chimaev. I'm probably just killing his name.
Yeah, I think I was reading that he was scheduled for like back-to-back fights or something already. I don't know. It was kind of weird. I forgot what the reason was, but that one caught my attention. So
Yeah, he's from Czechia.
He's got that ISIS beard.
Yes, see, Czechia. So
and I've only seen that other guy fight a few times, I think, but I don't really remember anything great.
He's pretty well-rounded dude. Both of these guys are, but Khamzat. I'm probably. How would you say that name, Kaelyn? If you were saying it.
Khamzat Chimaev. Yeah.
There you go. There you have it right there. You probably just nailed it. He reminds me a lot of Khabib.
There's a few guys out there right now that kind of remind me of Khabib also. He's one of them, I think. And it's so funny because they all have weird names too. There's another guy, has a little different name than him, but it's the same deal with him too. I don't know if he was in the same weight class though. Weird
to us, but they probably see Tom Owens and think that's a weird ass name.
Yeah.
It's not. Obviously it's not. Hey, that can't be. Is that just their UFC? No.
The 2-0, right? Is that what you're looking at?
That can't be right, though. There's got to be something different.
I think that's right.
For UFC only, maybe.
UFC. I don't know about the other one. What does that say? 31?
31 and 13.
Homeboy's got a got fights, dude.
Let's go into this guy's profile and see who this gentleman is, man. I mean, because if they're putting him up at 2-0 against 31 and 13. That sounds like something they were doing to Manny Mancha back when he was fighting. I was hearing.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, this is the guy.
I think.
Oh, here we go.
Didn't that guy come from the Contender Series?
Possibly.
Chimaev, I think he did. And I think he just kind of threw him in there.
Actually, he has a record of 8-0 here.
Okay.
Oh, maybe that's his MMA record. I don't know about you. I think UFC it is 2-0.
Right.
But still, it's a challenge.
Plus those little backyard fights they have over there in Chechnya.
Probably.
You know they do. They have some. Hey, I've been talking to these kids around the world, and man, they're fighting in fucking barns.
Yeah.
Like there's literally like a cow and a pig in the corner, and then like a little crowd going around.
And then there's like a bucket of money on the side.
Yeah, and stacks of hay on the side. Dust floating in the air.
There he is, Tom, right here.
Yeah, he has a ground and pound, man.
Oh yeah.
He's got that, and he's got like that. He has like a very heavy game. Like wants to get you down on the ground. Like you try. The guy's trying to get up and get back to their feet. Good luck. You're carrying the guy's weight the whole time. Mm-hmm. They also like what he's doing right there. What a lot of guys are doing now is that it's like a quarter back take. It's just like a single leg ride that they're doing. So when guys before where they would stand up on the fence to get back to their feet, now the guy that's riding them, they're getting that one hook in. Like instead of taking the back with both hooks, you know what I'm talking about, Archie? They're getting that one hook in with a triangle. It's like a half guard from behind, but on the feet.
Right.
It's interesting.
Oh, weird.
It is very interesting, but it's making the guy like carry all your weight in a real weird way. You know what I mean?
He's not getting out of that.
It's brutal. It's brutal. I've seen a lot of dudes do it, but it seems like the Russian guys do it. They do it really, really well. Now,
yeah, they do. That's like all they do out there, I guess. Well, that and wrestle bears.
I know. They're either wrestling bears or 2-on-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, these guys are tough, and he's 8-0 versus a 31 and 13 guy. So I mean, they're trusting him with, with his abilities. Shit.
Yeah, they must have some type of faith in him if they're doing that. Can you go down the card a little bit more, por favor?
So these are the next two that come in line: Johnny Walker and then Mackenzie Dern.
I like those guys.
Johnny Walker's got a hell of a whiskey.
Yeah.
Hey,
I wonder how he's doing though, since he did that crazy thing where he tore his shoulder apart after one of his fights, and he came back after that. He didn't look the same.
enlighten us about that, because I don't think I saw that.
Oh, you didn't see it? So one of his fights, I forgot who it was. He knocked someone out. He was trying to celebrate, did some weird dance or whatever, and he actually popped his shoulder out. And he had to have surgery and everything.
Well, he hurt himself during the celebration, huh?
Yeah, like right after the fight. I think he tried to do like the worm or something on camera, and he popped his whole shoulder out. And then he ended up having to have like all this crazy surgery on it.
And that's what he does. He does a celebration after his fights. I remember that.
Yeah, and then he came back for another fight after that, and he didn't really look as like vicious as he used to be before that. So I hope that's not a problem. I don't know if maybe he was just taking it easy or something. I don't know. Rand's famous good though too.
He was supposed to fight Jon Jones, wasn't he?
No, I think they wanted him to. They were trying to say, oh, he should fight Jon Jones next because he was like the next up. They always say that about every up and comer in that weight class. Oh, maybe they're ready for Jon Jones or whatever. But I don't think he was anywhere near ready for that.
They just best not. They need not.
They all want somebody to challenge Jon Jones.
I think they just want that. Yeah, they're just grabbing anybody that looks good at the moment.
Dude, Jon Jones could have a night on cocaine and liquor and still beat that guy.
I know, that's crazy.
Hey, Jon Jones to me. Hey, Jon Jones, especially when he's on his game, dude. He's definitely one of the best, man, at mixing it all up. He's something else. I look forward to seeing him in heavyweight.
You know,
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you're not excited about that?
Oh, I'm excited, but I don't think it's going to turn out very well, depending who he fights. I think if they put him up against Stipe, that'll probably be a good fight. If they put him up against like Francis or someone like that, I don't know how that's going to go for him.
Yeah, he could get the crap knocked out of him.
But I mean, he was getting beat up by Santos in their last fight. If it wasn't for every ligament tearing in that guy's leg during that fight, I think he was hitting him pretty hard. That was a good fight until he couldn't really walk anymore.
Wow.
It was disappointing because it was such a good fight, and then I realized, oh my gosh, his knees popping out every 5 minutes, every round. I'm like, oh, I couldn't even watch it. It made me cringe. But the shots that he was landing on Jones were pretty heavy.
Dude, I'm already ready for him to come out with robotic knees, dude. My knees are so jacked up. I was feeling my knees today. Okay, so here's another good fight right here. These two chicks are pretty good. Mackenzie Dern and Ronda MARKOS.
Yeah.
What do you know about Ronda or Randa?
She's from a Canadian fighter. I mean, she's good. I haven't seen enough really good fights from her to be really confident. And I know Mackenzie Dern is a jiu-jitsu girl who's been working on her striking. So I would say Dern might have this one. But Ronda MARKOS is good at jiu-jitsu also. I think she's been a bunch of fitness for a while. If I might be wrong, but I think that was her.
Yeah, actually, MARKOS has 40% wins by submission.
Okay, yeah.
Dern has 63% wins by, but still, yeah. So you're on your point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll put my money on Mackenzie Dern on that one.
Yeah, I would.
If we're gonna bet some air bucks.
Yeah, that should be a good one.
Whoever I bet on, if I ever bet, they lose. That's the bottom line. He could be the best dude in the world, and he'll have a bad night that night if I bet on him.
That's right.
What else, man? Did you guys watch Did you guys watch this fight this last weekend? I thought that girl fight was good.
The main event, the Michelle Waterson. That was crazy. And
Did you agree with the outcome?
Yeah. I'm really biased because I really love Angela Hill, so I always want her to win. Even though it was a really, really good fight, I guess you can't really be disappointed with whoever wins that one because that was a really good fight. You know.
Yeah, I wish there was more draws in MMA.
Man,
they're not into that though. They're not into a draw, are they?
But if you get a draw, I don't think they're going to get a rematch. So it's kind of like, well, someone might as well win out of that.
A fight like that, there should just be a rule where they can just throw in another round.
Oh man, that would be good.
Don't you think that would be something?
Yeah, fight to the death.
Yeah.
Especially after 5 rounds, though. That was 5 rounds.
But those girls. Hey, I'll tell you what about those two girls. that it really did impress me is the cardiovascular system.
Mm.
I'm serious. I don't see too many guys with that kind of cardio in 5 rounds, 5-minute rounds that are still
Yeah,
fighting.
you know what's crazy though is I found out that Angela Hill started training at 24 years old.
Wow.
She had barely started at 20. I forgot how old she is now, but she's like 30 something. But she hasn't been training for that long. She's already fighting like that against Michelle Waterson, who's been training forever. So that's pretty cool.
Waterson's been training since a young girl in karate and all that stuff.
Yeah, karate.
Angela Hill, I like her fight style, but man, she lost me in that first time I seen her in like that Ultimate Fighter show, just with all the crap talk and all the. I don't like it.
That show, I don't know. I think
I
that
like
show,
her fighting style though.
that show kind of ruins a lot of images.
It does to me, man. Some people love it though. Some people love that stuff.
Well, I guess that's why they put it on TV, but I think it's all. So when I watch The Ultimate Fighter, I fast forward to the end of the episode to where they just fight.
Yeah, they lose me with the drama. What about you, Archie? You like that?
Yeah, I do. And you know what? Talking about drama and stuff, I mean, I like the old school drama here, man. I mean, when Bellator brings in their fighters, right? Bellator has old Iota Machida going on, and Davis, and Bader, and so they're doing a lot of cool things. And but Machida, that was I think he just fought Davis for the second time, right?
Yeah, he fought him for the second time, and then Davis just dragged him out. You know what I mean? Yeah. He did enough to win. He did enough to win.
They go for that decision.
He got the decision win. I love Lyoto Machida, but both those guys, I guess, they're pretty close to the same age. You know what I mean?
I thought Machida was way older. No,
he's old. He's an old guy for sure. But Davis seems like he's been around too for a while.
Yeah, you're right. They both came from UFC also.
What are the stats right there, Big Arch?
Well, there aren't so much stats, just kind of highlights of the fight, just kind of showing the winners of this past weekend. They actually, Bellator's kind of, kicking butt. They had a Friday and a Saturday show. They were doing that in the past, and they just did that this past weekend. Kat Zingano was on the card right there too.
Hey,
go ahead.
What about Neiman Gracie versus Homeboy?
Oh man, what were the results on that one?
He tapped him.
He did. He had to. Yeah.
Yeah, he tapped him with I believe a triangle armbar. He fought. What's the dude's name? He's an OG guy. God, I skipped him right.
Was that on Friday or Saturday?
It was on one of them. I just watched the highlights.
Yeah, I missed that one.
But Neiman Gracie, he came out with a sick ass corner with Renzo Gracie, and he had he had some sick ass dudes. Wick? Is that who he fought?
Hey, we'll look at that there's some other highlight show, but it's just kind of.
Hey, but I want to ask you something though about who Bellator has been kicking butt, and dude, they're nabbing up a lot of UFC's guns. Like they got John McCarthy, they got Goldberg, the commentator. Like, hey, who's the president of Bellator? Do either of you guys know?
The president of Bellator, isn't it? Coker, isn't that him?
Yeah,
Scott Coker.
He's the man.
I think so. Yeah, he should be.
Does he got bucks or what?
What's that?
He must have some big bucks, right?
Well, you know what?
I guess I don't know. I'm confused because Bellator is pretty big, and they have almost the same caliber of fighters as UFC does, but they're taking all the UFC guys that aren't either renewing their contracts or I think they might be offering them more money to fight in Bellator now. And I don't know because they're still good, but for whatever reason, UFC didn't want to re-sign them or release them.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the other card, Tom. This is the Friday night card. Archuleta, actually, Campos, he's a veteran. Archuleta won a belt. He's from California, Southern California. He's been trying to win a belt for a while with Bellator. Maybe they'll show the Gracie highlights here. But you were saying, Tom, as far as Bellator, they are doing quite well just recently and holding quite a few events,
They just switched their channels too, huh? Recently.
Yeah,
I heard they're going to CBS Sportsnet now.
Yeah, they actually added CBS. In addition to that, they have the Viacom, Paramount,
yeah.
DAZN.
Whatever happened to that? Is DAZN still doing things? Or I heard like they don't have any more money, or something's happening with it where they're not on there anymore. I don't know what the deal is. Have you heard anything?
Interesting, but yeah, now that you say that, the zone hasn't been making a big splash lately.
No, I don't. I think they might be going out. I don't know. What I think. Why would Bellator not be on there anymore? You know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
unless they want too much money from him. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
So about this guy, Tom?
Hey, so he attacks him with a knee bar, and then he finishes him with a badass heel hook.
Hey, he fought Finch, man.
Yeah, it was John Finch, and he retired after. Finch. He retired directly after the fight.
He's been fighting for a long time. Bitch.
Watch this. Watch the finish right here. It's like he gives Danaher, John Danaher, props.
Mm.
So even those Gracies are looking at the look at right here.
Oh shit!
See that inside heel hook? Hey, it was a knee bar and an inside heel hook at the same time. Like he had the knee extended. That was brutal. Man. Hey, look at man, and he fucking threw his gloves down right after. But you know what's something though that I never thought I would see, because the Gracies are pretty prideful, and they should be. But he gives props to John Danaher. You know, the leg lock, the white dude Danaher. You guys know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And, he's well known for his the leg lock game, and even you know, Gracie gave him some props. But I think that Neiman Gracie is a guy that keep an eye out for, right there. I think he can. His striking's decent. It's like it's good enough to get in on a clinch.
Right.
You didn't watch all these? Did you watch all these fights, Archie, or what?
Part of them, no, not so much. I'll just it's bits and pieces, but you know, I did some research, saw all the results, and you know, like I was saying, this guy Archuleta, man, he's been chasing that belt for a while, and he finally won. He's been losing to Patricky, one of the Pitbull brothers.
Well, those Pitbull brothers are legit.
Yeah, it's not really a knock on them if they're losing to those guys, you know.
Yeah, no, and it's really the only losses he has had. Yeah, and then you know, we have our the other organizations that are having shows. Who's that? LFA, right?
Oh yeah. What channel are those guys on? Is that on Fight Pass? I think.
LFA? I never see those.
Yeah,
you know, it's on UFC Fight Pass. Those fights, the LFA, I see advertisements all the time.
They're on UFC Fight Pass, and you know, this is just a stepping stone. I mean, it'd be great to see a lot of our Fresno guys fight for. This is their last card on September 11th, but like if we can get some of our Fresno guys or just a Valley guy, I mean, in any of these cards, man, it'd be awesome. And talk a little bit about that, Tom or Kaelyn. What do you think? I mean, we haven't heard of any of our local guys. I mean, we don't want to spill any news at all until it gets out.
It's a bummer to me.
That's true. Well,
I want to see locals go back at it again, man. I'm waiting.
This time is weird though. I don't like without crowds and stuff. Everyone's not putting on events really. They're trying to, but it's got to be in a certain area. Not in California, I guess. So I don't know.
If you go to Texas, they're doing it.
Oh, yeah. I think everywhere else is pretty much doing it besides us here, Cali.
Probably a good thing with all the smoke in the air.
Right. This is one of the this is a highlight from their last fight here. These women came out.
Wow. Got it.
Wow.
The arm and guillotine.
Pulls off the upset here in Sioux Falls.
There's an upset going down in Sioux Falls.
Uh-oh. So what about we've had these free UFCs, thankfully, but now there's a pay-per-view that's also coming up that is a pretty sick card.
Yeah, let's go take a look at that. Yeah, for sure.
Take a little look-see at the main events, Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Costa.
Ooh, yeah, I've been waiting for that.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. So I'll put my money on Costa on that one.
Really? How? How do you think?
You know what? Because I think his striking's good enough to get in on a clinch, and if he takes Adesanya down, definitely tapping him out. Guarantee it. Guarantee he'll tap him out, but he has to take him down though. That's good. That could be a problem. That could be a problem. Adesanya's a bad dude, man.
He gets away with it all the time. I don't know. You always think he's going to get hit too hard by someone that looks bigger, but he always ends up pulling it off.
I don't think Paulo Costa can beat him on the Costa's problem is this. He although he's a badass grappler, he likes to like stand up and fight on the feet. And if he gets into a brawl with Adesanya, he might get knocked out.
He gets stubborn.
Look at those
Whether-
abs, though.
Like Kaelyn was saying, De La Saña, I'll use her words. He gets away with stuff.
I mean,
right?
I don't want to say he gets away with it, but he gets out of those bad situations. And
Yeah, he's a smart fighter, right. But
Yeah.
he's such a smart fighter that he gets away with the stuff that he
You can
does.
say he gets away with it because he does, man.
I wish I could have seen Romero fight him when they fought, because that was a disappointing fight when they fought, and I wanted to see how hard that Adesanya might have to take a punch, and if he can come back from that, because Costa is going to be the same thing. He's just as strong. I really wanted to see what Adesanya was going to do against Romero when they fought, but you didn't really get to see that during that fight, because that would be, you'd be able to gauge off of what might happen with this one. So
True.
I don't know.
Hey, and you don't get to be 19-0 for nothing.
Yeah.
Or 13-0 for the other guy.
Mhm.
He's 13. The other guy's undefeated as well.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. Brazilians are just something different, dude.
Yeah.
To me,
It's
I think they
Costa
are.
is, outside of fighting, Costa is huge. That guy is huge.
Yes.
What the heck?
I don't know how he makes. Well, look at him. That's him right there, right? That's weigh-in. body.
Yeah, well, that's a weigh-in picture for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Look at those abs.
Yeah.
Almost as good as my abs.
when you fought, what weight did you fight at, Tom? You were a tall guy.
At 170.
Damn.
I fought at 170.
So these guys are 6'4" and 6'1". How tall are you?
6'4".
Yeah, Lasagna's 6'4".
I would cut down with the real clean diet, but I would the training would get me down to it.
So what was
I'll
your
have
heavy?
to-
All
like
for that weight
10
class.
I'm a skinny ass dude though. Like now I weigh like about 195. I would have to fight at 185 now, but back then though I was probably walking around like 175 or something. And I would just eat like chicken and rice and juice. Wheatgrass was like a big thing for me back then. And I was also involved with, not proud to say, but in heavy drug use back then. So
I wonder what that does to your body afterwards. Like, even when you're done doing all that stuff, and
it fucks you up is what it does.
yeah, I mean, does you
Probably
ever
why
really get
I'm
back?
having seizures. Probably
Oh,
why I have seizures now because of that stuff.
wow. Okay.
I don't recommend it, but
Well, yeah.
hey, growing up around a bunch of drug dealers and people like that, it's pretty easy to fall into those kind of things. But also, it wasn't a strange thing. Like back in those days, like at the Indian casino, like there was literally dudes doing lines of methamphetamines like backstage before fights.
What?
Oh wow.
I'm not kidding. There was a lot of backstage betting going on, and there was people just it was a crazy mix of things going on. Maybe I doubt
that was on a Indian reservation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Did you ever fight on any of those Indian reservations, Kaelyn?
Oh no, you know what? I've only fought locally, or besides like a tournament that didn't really count. But I've only done local fights here. Luckily.
Yeah, the Indian. I miss it. It was something that was cool about it. It was the outside arena, and then those crowds, especially the Indian kids, would fight out there, and man, their families come out like to the max.
Oh
and
yeah,
they are fucking going nuts. Like they're respectful people too. Like after the fight, totally game though. Like Latinos, I love Latino and Hispanic people because I think like they have they have like a deep pride, especially when it comes to fighting. They have a very prideful, and I respect it like big time. I'm not talking down on it. They have like a real pride. Like the Brazilians also have that. But I'll tell you what, those Indian kids though, it's like an unspoken pride, but they carry it though. And when those kids would get in those fights out there, like Poppies Martinez, Tony Alaniz, he's a kid that I fought twice. Mickey Martinez, there was a bunch of the Indian kids. They were just so game. You know what I mean? They're really game. But I miss those days. I hope they come back. Jeremy Lucha, I know he's got things in store. He's got to do it when it's right though, when the things are right. And it's coming. The time's coming soon. You know what I mean? Okay. Let's go back into this card though. There's some other OGs fighting. Diego Sanchez is fighting on this card.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right?
Really?
You know what? I heard that he's got like 4 more fights left, and he's gonna fight all of them.
I thought, I
Oh
actually
my
fought
God.
Diego Sanchez in Grappler's Quest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had him in a triangle, and he fucking he broke my triangle and ankle locked me.
Oh God.
He's
Yeah.
fighting Jake. He's fighting Jake Matthews,
Who's
which
that?
is a tough dude.
He's not Kome. He's not Coco. He's like
Oh no, hey, that dude right there.
there.
There's a great fight right there. Dominic Reyes versus Blachowicz.
Yeah.
That
That was
Blachowicz,
another fight with Jon Jones. That's like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, who did you think won that one?
the Dominic Reyes and him.
Yeah.
I thought it was I thought that was a great fight, and it went to a decision, right? That one, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? It's almost like they know that Dominic Reyes, like his time will come, and plus they know there's big bucks with Jon Jones. Like it doesn't matter what. There's a lot of money with Jon Jones to be made for a promoter. Dominic Reyes is not that popular yet, but he is badass. Dominic
He's
Reyes, he's a bad dude.
Jon Jones
But-
or not?
What's that?
Was his one loss to Jon Jones, Reyes?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I
it
believe
was.
so.
Yeah.
He has some tremendous leg kicks. Hey, but I'll tell you who's a kicking machine is Blachowicz right here. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but he trains with, I believe, Mirko Krokop. I believe he's might be from that camp. He's one of those dudes though with the tremendous liver kicks. He has that like Fedor style of the liver kick. You know what I mean? That those dudes. It's like a Holland style of kickboxing.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with this one. Oh, this one's for the belt too. I forgot. This is a belt because Jones vacated it.
Oh shit!
Because he vacated it.
So whoever wins this is going to have the belt.
That is for the belt right there, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. That's going to be a good stand-up fight, I'll bet.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Well, I mean, let's see here. Some of the, as far as the way they've won, percentages, win by KO.
And Blachowicz has a higher grappling percentage, right?
Yeah, Blachowicz is pretty even fighter, man. Yes, I mean 27%, 35%, and 38% as far as TKO submissions and decisions. So it's just like he's well balanced, man.
Yep, that's what you need to be. He's well balanced.
We'll see. Dominic Reyes has really good cardio.
Yeah, to hang with Jon Jones like he did, definitely.
He still looked good after the fight too. Like it wasn't a big deal. It seemed like.
Yeah.
They probably both went out to a strip club together after.
Probably.
Jon Jones. Yeah, you know who else is on? I gotta kind of let's see if I can back up. But yeah, that's a great card that these guys are fighting in. But as that's loading up, I mean, you look. We'll go to the next two cards, October 3rd, and then Ortega and John. And Ortega
Holly
has
Holmes fighting.
And Holly Holmes, yeah.
And that girl she's fighting, I don't know much about. Do you, Aldana?
Aldana? She's. I don't think she has that very many fights. She's good, but Holly Holm. I mean, Holly Holm's one of my favorites too. I've just been kind of super disappointed watching her over the years now. I mean, after she beat Rousey, that was cool, but after all the fights after that, I'm like, oh no.
No, she don't seem like she doesn't have her head all there.
So
maybe, but she can't get away with it. You know what I mean? Like she's a great kickboxer and good boxer, but on the ground you could tell she's never been a wrestler.
No, she needs a little work. She has one hell of a left high kick to the head though.
Oh hell! Well, yeah, she's a lefty too, so that's her power right there too.
Oh, that's that one that put away Ronda, right?
Yes. Yeah. It's sneaky. Like she has good setup on the kickboxing.
It makes me happy.
Oh,
hey, Kaelyn,
Ronda hater.
Kaelyn, you're a kickboxer. You're a Muay Thai kickboxer. I'm sure you studied multiple styles of kickboxing, but what do you think of Holly Holmes? Is it more of an American kickboxing style versus Muay Thai? When you watch the fight, it is, right?
Yeah, she was a kickboxing champion, and then of course I think it was like an 18 or 13 time world champion in boxing. So
well, you're right. She was a badass boxer, right? Boxing.
I watched her when she boxed. That's why I liked her. And then she came over to MMA. I'm like, oh no. And then she knocked out Rousey. I'm like, okay.
Right.
Like, right.
Ronda Rousey is one of my favorites ever, man.
Yeah, I liked her a lot in the beginning, and then you see all that drama and stuff, and I didn't really care for her.
It's a bummer. The drama always gets me.
Yeah, it's like, man, just be a good person.
People love that shit though. People really do. Promoters love it. They really
Yeah,
love
it makes her good for the fans, the casual fans that aren't paying too close attention to the fight and what's going on. They just want to see someone's head get ripped off. But
And then is that Brian Ortega versus Jung?
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. What do you mean finally, Kaelyn? Were they trying to do this fight?
They were supposed to fight a while ago, and it never happened for some reason. Oh, Ortega got injured. They were supposed to fight. Ortega got injured. I forgot what it was. And then he kind of went blank for a while. Haven't heard from him, and then now it's finally happening.
Nobody hears anything from him, but I got a feeling that dude's been on a mission though. That's
what he said. I heard an interview he had on some podcast. I forgot what it was, but he was really bitter about the media or something, so he stayed out of the spotlight. But I guess he's ready.
Well, those two, Henner and Gracie, the two brothers that he trains with, they're pretty not cocky, like pretty serious about their deal. He kind of probably follows their attitude.
He was actually saying he had to redo a few things with his camp and who he trained with, because he was saying how he wanted to expand more, learn more, and I guess he wasn't getting enough where he was. So I guess he's changed a few things as far as training goes for this.
So now he's coming out swinging?
I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
He could have a man bun too if he wanted.
Right.
I think he does. I think he has longer hair than I do. I'm jealous.
Yeah, he does. He's got some beautiful hair. There's no doubt about it.
How about Modafferi and Gaethje? You think that's gonna be a good one, Tom? There's gonna be some fireworks, right?
I really don't think that Gaethje's that big of a test for him, dude. People do. A lot of people do. I just think Khabib, if he just gets a hold of him, he's gonna drag him down and just fucking ride him out. You know what I mean?
I just wonder how fast he can get him down, though, because if he stands up with him for too long, he's gonna get clipped too. So
it could be trouble, definitely, if he stands up with Gaethje.
I hope he doesn't stand up with him.
But you have to fight starts on the feet, though. So
yeah, it does. But you know what's crazy is his fight with Conor. He almost dropped him with one of his punches. It was really surprising to me. I was like, whoa, okay. He actually caught him. I think it was a knockdown. And then they just went from there. But I was shocked that he actually caught him too. Caught Conor with one.
The thing is, those guys that fight him, if they study like his film, they know that if they get taken down by him, like it's trouble. So like their mind, I think is, if it was me, I mean, my mind would be like, this guy is gonna at some point he's gonna throw punches to try to take me down. So they're so worried about the takedown. Then when the guy throws a punch and hits you.
Yeah, maybe if someone just sticks to their stand-up game, maybe they might be able to pull it off a little bit longer before they get taken down.
Hey, what would you do if, like, say you were Archie, like you train with a lot of good wrestlers. If you were Gaethje or like a striker and you knew you were fighting Khabib, like who would you bring into your camp? Like, wouldn't you bring in a badass wrestler, like one of the best wrestlers you could get?
For Gaethje, of course, but I think I would like to. How about this? How can you beat Khabib, right? So I mean, the way to beat Khabib is on the feet, like we've been talking. I mean, I guess Conor was close, right? Rather, I should say not close, but I mean, he got a punch in there. And if Gaethje can weather that storm, that wrestler storm, or the going forward, the pressure. I think it could be a good fight, man. I mean, I was actually about to coach this one guy that he was a striker and a jiu-jitsu guy, and he was going to go up against an all-full wrestler. This wrestler kid, he just graduated from high school, and he made it to the state finals.
Oh, wow. And
I was helping this kid about to do a fight camp, amateur, to fight this guy, right, the wrestler.
Yeah.
So I'm here, okay, how are we going to beat this guy? And I don't want to let too many of my secrets out, but, there's a way. Nah, just kidding.
Let it go, well. I want to hear it.
The feet, right? I mean, the feet's one way. It's just movement, lateral, because, we're going to come in. The wrestler's going to try to do jab, shoot, or just kind of rush bulldog. And, when they're coming in, it's just sideways, the lateral movement. This guy that I'm working with.
Like angles?
Angles. Oh my God. Yeah, there's one guy that I was working with, Fidel Gutierrez. He listens to the show once in a while. 125 pounder, but he's working with a boxing coach. All right, here's something. I've seen guys, fighters, people that fight that train with a boxing coach versus train with a Muay Thai coach. I think that boxing coaches give some an amazing angles to cut off punches, to stop a takedown, to stop the wrestler coming in from jab, 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 shoot. So now the boxing training, for some reason, and Caitlin, help me here if they do that in Muay Thai, but they do a lot of like just lateral side movement to brush off or to kind of almost like what Israel does, a lasagna, but at a different level, right?
Yeah, I feel like so if you're gonna go practice traditional boxing, you can actually turn that traditional boxing into kickboxing with those same angles. I guess it just depends how you get into MMA, what you're coming from, what type of fighting style you're used to or come from. So as far as stand-up goes, you could be a Muay Thai fighter, but a lot of those guys don't move a lot. Those pros, they like to just stand up and just hit each other with everything. But if you're practicing boxing, you can incorporate those kicks too with those same angles as the boxers do.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit better. It reminds me of like Tiffany Van Sue from Glory. I don't know if you remember her. She was one of the fighters that was more busy on her feet. She has really good footwork. She takes a lot of angles. And it kind of reminds me of that type of movement. So you can use those same angles.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely look her up. But
boxing,
you can use
boxing and American kickboxing, they have beautiful angles.
I think it's harder to go from Muay Thai to learning angles than it is to try boxing first and then get into Muay Thai.
Muay Thai just seems like they just like stand in front of each other, just clashing.
Yeah, over there in Thailand they do. Yeah, there's in different regions they fight differently, but yeah, mostly that's what it is.
Yeah.
The Holland kick, I love Holland kickboxing style.
Oh yeah, that's exciting.
It is, and they like just what you were just saying, like they add a little more of those little angles.
Right.
They do, yeah.
Almost like fighting a bull, right? Toro, hole, just
yeah.
That's technical as can be though, man. When you can move like that on your feet and avoid getting hit.
Yeah.
I think it's good not to get hit is good, man.
Footwork, right?
It's all footwork, yeah.
I've never been big on like checking kicks and stuff, man. I just don't like getting hit, I guess. But if you do the Muay Thai, you got to do it.
Yeah.
That's your
unfortunately.
World, right?
I just think, how's your body feel, Kaelyn?
Oh, like after a fight or training or whatever?
Just now after doing the Muay Thai for so long, like.
Oh.
How do your shins and stuff, like your shins and your elbows feel?
To be honest, they're still sensitive. Everyone says, oh, they're going to go numb or whatever. I don't think so. They still hurt.
I don't think so either.
Like you're still, I'm still going to do it, but it hurts still. It doesn't go away.
They go numb. Is that really a good thing when they go numb?
Yeah, no kidding.
No, I don't know. It depends. Like over in Thailand, those guys are kicking down trees and stuff, and they're fine. But to get to that level, that's extreme. It's hard. I don't think it's necessary either. But I still have sensitive shins, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I wish you the best for your kickboxing career. What, you got anything coming up?
No. I'm just trying to train really hard for the time being. There's no fights coming up unless probably out of state competitions or tournaments. I haven't heard anything. I really don't want to look at anything until get back to hardcore training, every day and just getting back in shape. I have to get in shape first and then decide. You can't decide to go fight without being in shape or ready. So I like to get ready and then decide.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Just stay. What do you like to stay at? Like about 60% ready or more?
Right now?
Yeah, just if you don't have a fight coming up, but there's going to be a fight in the future, like
in the meantime between.
Yeah.
So I've, and I only fight amateurs. But normally I've been fighting like a year apart, which isn't very much. I want to start to fight more frequently during the year, like maybe 2 or 3 times. So I know if you fight closer together, you're still going to be in shape no matter what the whole time, rather than because I've had some injuries, so I had to take time off, sit, not really do much, and then you got to build your muscle back up, get back in shape. that takes a while. That's unfortunately been my path so far, but still trying to get back to like being able to be ready all the time. That's what I'm gonna work on this year. Well, I don't know, this year's kind of a waste, but still training now, so the least you could do is train and be ready for whatever comes to. I'm hoping by, you know, January things are back up and running for our state here. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not, but just gonna get ready.
I think
for
it's
whatever.
gonna be. I got a feeling I'm one of those weirdos that thinks after the election it's gonna get back to normal.
I think that too, for sure, but who knows now? I don't know. Nothing surprises me anymore.
I know it doesn't surprise me
know.
either.
I thought I knew things. I don't know anything.
Right.
None of us do. None of us really do. Been a crazy year, but
one thing for sure,
coming.
you know, right now at the here and now state, I mean, we now have, you know, UFC, Bellator, LFA. I mean, a bunch of other the larger organizations, like you were saying, Tom. You know, God bless Jeremy Soule and all the amateur promoters that aren't able to do any shows, and like you're saying, Kaelyn, hopefully that things comes back to normal like early next year.
It's just hard for promotions to pay their fighters when they're not getting money from fans or ticket sales. So
exactly.
Hard.
Well, Jeremy's not making no money without a crowd, so Jeremy definitely has a mission and a game plan. He's a smart dude. Like he's a smart promoter. He knows what he's doing. So I think he's gonna do it just right when the crowd can be there again. And it's gonna be this first one that Jeremy throws coming up is gonna be good because the crowds and family and friends and fans, they're itching for one, right? They're itching to get into those things. Are fun to go to, man.
Yeah.
And we'll be right there doing a little commentating.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
You're gonna come and commentate with me or what, Kaelyn?
Sure.
There you
Let me
go.
know when and where.
Well, actually, we are going to have a gig pretty soon, Tom, Kaelyn, and that's
Okay.
like I haven't revealed that. I can't reveal too much, but on the air. But off the air, we'll talk more. But there's going to be an event that we are going to need some commentators for jiu-jitsu. Oh, you're still good,
Right.
Kaelyn?
I'm down.
But anyhow, jiu-jitsu, MMA, it's all around the corner.
Commentating has always been like a job I've wanted to do. I've only gotten to do it a couple times. And those times have been in professional jiu-jitsu, but I would love to commentate an MMA match sometime.
That's fine. I commentate it by myself in my room when I'm watching them.
Yeah, you'd be good. I think you'd be really good at it. I think you'd be great commentating an MMA for sure because you know enough about it.
That'd be really fun. Yeah,
you'd be really good at commentating kickboxing for sure. But yeah, maybe we'll be able to do that. It's coming. You know what I mean? And
I hope soon. I hope things come back soon.
Yeah,
they will. There's a lot of battles coming up. There's going to be a lot of professional jiu-jitsu coming up in 2021.
Okay.
There's more. The professional jiu-jitsu scene is getting more popular, and there's more organizations that are starting and firing.
So
up.
are these jiu-jitsu things that are coming up? Are they in California?
Yes,
they are. Well, right now most of them are elsewhere. Like Fight to Win, he's doing all his. Fight to Win's one of the best ones I've seen. He's doing a great thing. He's getting busy in Texas right now.
Texas, okay.
And he's flying guys out there, and he's doing it. He's doing it big. He'll be back over here soon. But there's other ones, the Submission Underground, and there's other there's guys that are making these shows right now that a lot of people haven't heard of that are going to be coming out too.
I've heard a lot about that Submission Underground. Quite a bit.
Big. The Submission Underground could be the biggest one because it's in UFC Fight Pass has control of it.
Okay, isn't that Chael Sonnen's deal? Isn't he in that? Or?
Yeah, Chael
Sonnen's deal.
Yeah.
So that one's definitely big right there. But that Fight to Win though, the show, the way that they put it on and everything with the walkout and the music and all that.
I heard those things are pretty wild.
It is. It's cool. I love it. I love the way that they do it. And I'm not sure what the pay deal is, or even if guys. I know I've heard that certain guys get paid, some don't. I'm not sure how it works. You know, I don't know the guy. I just know I like the show though, and I hope it keeps going. But
yeah, they got a good show, that's for sure.
Yep.
And that's the kind of show that hopefully we'll see more of from other promotions.
But in the Central Valley though, there's going to be as soon as the game opens back up with this virus going away, it's going to be a lot of action. And we look forward to it. But anyway, Archie, I'm gonna have to get off here. I got the family right here waiting for me.
Yep, let's close it up.
Kaelyn, I'm glad you had a safe trip, and you know what I mean. Thanks for joining us again, Kaelyn.
Yeah, no problem.
Guys, this show right here, the mainstream MMA, we're gonna keep doing it. This is just, I think it's fun for all of us. There's so much action coming up, dude. It's like I think 2021, this was a kind of a crappy year for a lot of people. I think 2021 is going to be hella positive and good for everybody. So, yeah. What do you think, Archie?
Yeah, no, I think so too, man. I mean, I thank you and Kaelyn for joining us here, you know, just help making the show happen. And this is nothing to do with guests. This is all to do with, you know, current MMA things that are going on. So this is cool. We could even have a special guest but, you know, only to talk about MMA, not so much about, you know, anything else. I mean, that's just what we're doing. So this is cool. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Yeah. And, what, you know, the other show that we do on the podcast, HAMMERFIST podcast, where we bring guests on, Kaelyn, jump in with us on one of those here coming up.
Oh yeah, just let me know. Yeah, for sure.
And if you have any guests that you would like to get on the show, anybody you think that'd be interesting?
Yeah, probably a few.
Hit them up and then hit us up. So
yeah,
I got a bunch of people in store that are. I'm not going to say any names right now, but I got some good ones that are going to be on some future shows coming up here real soon, and possibly Randy Couture could be on the show coming up. And that'll be a good one right there. Even though he's an old school guy, and a lot of the new people probably already forgot about Randy Couture, but he'll be a good guy to. Super knowledgeable. We'll get some great stories out of him. And
I'm sure that guy has some really crazy stories.
Yeah.
Especially recently, like his life recently. You know?
He's cool too. I've met him in person a couple times. Super nice dude, very humble, cool dude right there. But yeah, we're gonna keep doing it, guys. We're just trying to grow any way that we can, and this is part of my therapy right here, man. My doctor wanted me to go to a therapist, like a sit-down therapist, and talk. And all you're doing is talking. You know what I mean? To me, this is just as good, if not better, because it's talking about something that I like and with cool people. So, yeah. I got to get out of here, though, guys. Archie, I'm gonna let you close it up. I gotta get off. They're waiting for me. You guys have a great evening, Archie. I'll talk to you in a little bit offline. Okay.
Hey, well, stay on, Tom. Give me 5 seconds. Hey, well, thanks so much, everybody. Kaelyn, thank you. Well, let's just sign off. Tom, give us your signature sign off with your punching and your left uppercuts and your hook combinations.
What if I throw a little Tai Chi in this one?
As you're doing that, we're going to sign off. Keep going.